Oh, hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's our first live content of the year. There's been some content, but a little bit of a Christmas break, so I hope you've all had a good Christmas and a new year. We're flying into some live football match chat today. We've got Liverpool against Everton in the FA Cup, and I've got to say, I'm pretty pleased about this today. I'm quite excited about it because Liverpool have put out a C team and Everton have put out an A team. Minamino is making his debut for Liverpool, so that will be of interest. But Everton have gone very strong. Liverpool have not. And that, to me, is good because I don't want Liverpool to win the treble. Now, Liverpool fans will say it's still a treble because we won the World Cup, Club Cup. Come on. The best ever treble that has ever been done was 1999. And I actually quite fancied you to give us a run for our money. I think you've got the league, you can win the Champions League and you can win the FA Cup. But Everton have gone strong. Coleman, Mina, Holgate, Pickford, Sidibe, Schneiderlin, Sigurdsson, Digne, Walcott, Calvert-Lewin. But no Mane, no Salah, nobody like that for Liverpool. So that's the way it is. Can I just say as well, please do share the video if you're watching. We're so close to 110,000 subscribers. I think we're only 50 away from changing that number in the top right-hand corner. But let me just give you the Liverpool team news for you. The game will be kicking off in a couple of minutes. So I will go through the team news for you forthwith. Liverpool's team, Adrian, Williams, Gomez, Phillips, Milner, Lallana, Chavella, Elliott, Minamino, Jones and Origi, with the bench consisting of Mane, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Brewster, Hoover, Kelleher and Larouci. No Van Dijk or Sahar or Firmino there. Everton, as I said, Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Mina, Digne, Sidibe, Sigurdsson, Schneiderlin, Walcott, Lewin and Richarlison. So it's a very strong Everton team. They're taking it seriously. Liverpool not. And I think that is something that we need to get into rather early in this game with regards to, do teams disrespect the FA Cup? And I think that, I've seen Palace go out today, or they were going out, should I say, to Derby, I believe. So they've gone out. And a lot of teams, Manchester United, Wolves last night, both teams picking half a team. To be fair, Spurs' team was quite strong. They drew at Borough. Chelsea's team is quite strong, but I still think it's half their team. They've just got a big squad, Chelsea. So a lot of teams not going with their strongest, which I think the FA Cup suffers with this. I really do. I think the FA Cup is badly timed. And it's not its fault because the FA Cup's one of the oldest tournaments in world football. But because of the modern calendar, and we have just kicked off here, because of the modern calendar, you get this situation whereby, you have so many games over Christmas. And then, all right, you've got a week off until your next Premier League game unless you're playing Carabao Cup football. But they've played so much football between the start of December and this FA Cup game that I think a lot of managers say during the Christmas period, don't worry, I won't play you in the FA Cup, you'll be getting a week and a half break. And I think a lot of clubs have to do that. And then the FA Cup as well, the latter rounds can be sort of around the time where, Champions League, Europa League title runs. It's hard, the FA Cup. And what do you get for winning the FA Cup? You win the FA Cup, you get into the Europa League. So I don't see... Look, Liverpool will probably go and win this game. For Everton to win at Anfield against any Liverpool team is a large achievement. But this Everton team should beat this Liverpool team. It's a weak Liverpool team compared to the team that's been doing very, very well, and it's pretty much Everton's best team. So look, from a United fan, I'm very, very excited about that because we are losers at the moment, and I don't want Liverpool to win the treble. So watching them go out the FA Cup's good. But I'm not going to say it too soon because Liverpool will probably go and win this with their kids, won't they? Hi Mark, have you seen we have revived our interest in Bruno Fernandes? What's your thoughts on this? A Spaceship 132. Well, it's where it's coming from goal, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I think I knew that would happen. I'm not going to get excited about Bruno Fernandes, to be honest with you. Although, if Ollie signed Bruno Fernandes, I would be Ollie in for the next 3 years and I would never change my mind because I think he's such a good player. Prediction 3-0 to Liverpool, says Bazaron. I think Everton have got to win this. David Lloyd needs a draw. I don't know why, But it's good to be back on That's Football anyway. I hope you have all had a good break over the festive period. I'm doing Arsenal versus Leeds tomorrow night as well. I mean, God knows what teams they'll put out, but it's a good tie. Tuesday night, it's Man United, Man City, Carabao Cup. That'll be on the United stand. And Wednesday night, I'm doing Villa against Leicester on here. So we've got some live games. Everton should be 1-0 up there. Poor defensively. And why did he not hit it first time? Cross coming across the goal. I think it was Sidibe who got it on the penalty spot. And he took a touch. So could have been a chance there. Do you want Leicester to win the FA Cup so that you can grab a Champions League place finishing in 5th, says Matthews Wright. I don't even know if that's the case. Is that how it works? I don't know if that is how it works. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, God. Thanks, George. I've just got rid of the idiot, to be honest with you. Just block him altogether. United's replay is the replay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, good cross coming in here, though. And another good cross. And again, Origi not attacking that one. So 2 crosses from each team in the first 3 minutes. I think there's going to be goals in this game. I think that there would probably be goals anyway. Liverpool against Everton, but I think there's going to be some goals in this game. And I think Everton need to be physical in this game because this is an Everton team that's, Liverpool, inexperienced Liverpool team. Yusuf says, "What's your thoughts on Minamino? Keep your eye out for him. He's number 18. Look, he looked good for Salzburg. Will he be good in the Premier League? Let's see. Knowing Liverpool, probably, because their recruitment's very, very good. But it's Liverpool on the attack here at the moment. I don't know any of Liverpool's players, and to be honest with you, I would be very worried if I knew anything about any of Liverpool players because you'd have to know a lot about their squad. Do you miss Alexis Sanchez, says Thierry Mainrick. I miss him like a big boil on the arse that means you can't sit down without feeling pain. Thanks for the super chat there. You can do that through the $ at the bottom. And also, we will read those out, of course, if you make a super chat. But also, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're trying to get up to 110,000 today. Sometimes you ignore my super chat, says Abdullah Altani. I'll try not to. It's a lot easier. They don't get ignored. They just sometimes get missed. But on That's Football, it's nowhere near as busy as it is on United Stand. So I won't be missing them on here. It's on BBC One. Yes, Ivan. But yeah, look, let's go back to that. What is your thoughts in the live comments? Let me talk to you about this then. Is the FA Cup disrespected too much in the modern game? We look at this weekend, whether it's Wolves and United, Liverpool are probably the worst. That team is nowhere near their best team. Is it disrespectful to the FA Cup what teams do these days? Or is it just squad management that actually... Oh, good save! Good block. Everton nearly in front there. Calvert-Lewin with the shot. We'll come back to that. Hi, Mark. You look very handsome today. Thanks, says Matt Brooks. Thank you, Matt. But a shot, I think it was Calvert-Lewin who got the shot, and it was saved by Adrian with his feet, and then a follow-up shot with a block. Everton really are carving this Liverpool team open quite a lot at the moment. But I like it. It's a different sort of game to watch. Everton C team this. No Mane, no Salah, no Firmino, Van Dijk, no. Henderson, no. Robertson, no. Trent Alexander, no. Alisson, no. Fabinho, no. He might be injured anyway, but there's a chance on the back here. Good, well cleared. Liverpool look like they're a threat going forward. Defensively, they don't look all that. I think Everton are going to win this. Corner to Liverpool, though. Squad management because of the poor fixture list, says Alex Crossland. Well, a lot of managers were not happy with the fixtures over Christmas. I've got to be honest here. I'm not sympathetic of the managers, the clubs, the players. I'm not. I tell you what. I think they get paid a lot of money. They're living the dream. I don't sympathise with them having to play 2 games in 48 hours. I understand the medical reasons why it's not ideal, but Milner's just gone down injured here. That's not normal for James Milner to come down. And I think he might have to come off. But does that not prove Klopp's point? He rests all his players. He plays one of his senior players is James Milner. And he's out of the game in the first 6 minutes. So, that sort of proves the point, isn't it? You do pick up injuries from all these games. and he's coming off. Gaz Elliott's right. Milner is coming off. But no, going back to what I was saying there, I love... Well, I used to love Christmas a lot more than I do now. I've got to be honest with you. Doing the United stand, it's just relentless. You just want to sit down and eat mince pies and drink whiskey, but you know you've got to do live shows and that. But I do like it. But I suppose, but when I wasn't doing the United stand a few years ago, I love Christmas. Bloody hell, wall to wall football every couple of days. Bring it on, and I do. I would hate for the Premier League to have a winter break over Christmas. It's such a big part of our culture, and I think that, let's have a look at this Milner injury here. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he's done. It's probably muscle because he's walking off. So yeah, Tottenham are not losing to Middlesbrough as far as I know. It's already been a draw. Do you think Ancelotti would have done well for Man United? World class manager, won over 20 trophies, says Abdullah El Thani. I would have liked to have seen him at United. Yeah, clubs are important. Carabao Cup is a big boost in February, says Jamie Pewd. Sorry, cups are important there. Yeah, it finished 1-1 with Middlesbrough and Tottenham. West Brom beat Charlton, Chelsea beat Forest, boo. QPR smashed Swansea, Sheffield United beat Field, Crystal Palace lost at home to Derby, and Northampton beat Burton, if you're interested in that. Gillingham are playing West Ham at 6:15. Weird. There's been some weird... I think we're seeing more of that in football now, aren't we? And I don't know what you lot think about that, but we are seeing a lot more of that in football now, these weird kick-off times. Staged, I suppose. I've got to be honest, I do quite like the staged football kick-offs, where it's like, one game kicks off at 7:30, but another one kicks off at 8:15 on a weekday, because then you can get the second half or the first half of a game. So, yeah, I think that's quite interesting. But 0-0 in this game at the moment, and Everton looking dangerous when they're going forward, to be honest with you. But Liverpool giving as good as they're getting. Obviously, Milner's gone off now, and they've brought on Largi. I don't know who he is. I'm not going to know who he is. But lots of opportunities for Liverpool players today. Wayne Rooney plays for Derby now, and that's weird, says KI2K17. I thought Rooney was going to Derby to be manager, but he's not. He's going there to be a player coach, isn't he? I'm sure he will be their manager at some point. They're not doing particularly well, but Everton should be winning. I mean, this would be a massive, massive L for Everton in many L's that they've received from Liverpool over the years, because this is basically Everton's first team playing against a Liverpool, reserves team. And there's probably quite big similarities between this Liverpool team today and the one that got smashed by Villa in the Carabao Cup. And to be honest with you, from Liverpool's point of view, they're probably in a situation whereby, if it wasn't for the amount of fixture congestion that they got, they may well have won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I mean, they're just the one thing I would say about Liverpool in their defence is, and I don't defend Liverpool very often, is there will be some criticism about the way Klopp's approached the FA Cup and basically written it off. But they didn't buy anybody in the summer, Liverpool, and they're going to probably have to play. If Liverpool did well in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, they'd be playing over 60 games in the season. And they don't really, Mane, Salah, Firmino, world class, but if one of them gets injured, who plays? They have got 6 midfielders to play 3 positions, but at centre-back and full-backs, you lose Trent Alexander-Arnold or Randy Robertson, the drop-off in quality is big. So he has got to protect his players, and ultimately, what's the main focus for Liverpool this year? Premier League, and then probably the Champions League. So, prioritisation, isn't it? And this should be a goal for Everton. And then again, it's another good save by Adrian. The cross came in. Liverpool defensively very, very poor. And there's obviously a reason for that. This is not their first team. But it's a free header from a cross. And I think it was Holgate who headed it at him from a Sigurdsson cross. It was a free header. Liverpool getting their defensive line all wrong. Really badly wrong, actually. Everton getting a run on them, and Yeah, it was number 2 for Everton. Why weren't you managing United stand on Blood Brothers episode 5? Now Rants will get all the praise, says Abdullah Atani. I'm not the manager of the United Stand FC anymore. I never really was, to be honest. They play all the games in London, and I can't be travelling 4 hours to then go and manage a football game. So that's just a decision that's been made. But I will be involved. I'm sort of like I'm the chairman, really. And Everton have given a corner away now. Holgate, who should have just scored, has put it out for a corner. And Tony Brammer is right. He says that's another chance straight at the goalkeeper. The keeper doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, they weren't great saves. That's why I didn't say they were great saves. Mark, if these rumours are true about a 45 million plus Lingard for Maddison, would you say that is a big indication United are not going to go all out for a midfielder, says Jordan Search? Well, I did a video on that on the United Stand, and I think that, United are very good at embarrassing us over these last few years. But, I mean, if we've genuinely offered £45 million plus Lingard, a good cross coming in there from Liverpool. They should have scored, and they've not got rid of it yet, Everton. Now they will do. If United have genuinely offered 45 million for Maddison plus Lingard, it's embarrassing. Now, if this was done 2 years ago, or if it was Lingard of 2 years ago, that would be a pretty relevantly good deal, because Lingard 2 years ago looked quite decent. Probably worth 50 million plus 45, 90 million. It makes sense. But Lingard's not worth anything at the moment. He's not worth anything. He's not played well in over a year. You can't put a value on a player that's not scored a goal or got an assist in the Premier League in a whole year. So it would be a ridiculously stupid decision. Lotus Alex is a Leeds fan. Join us tomorrow night, Lotus. If you're not at the game, we're doing Arsenal versus Leeds tomorrow night as a watch along on here, and then Leicester versus Villa on Wednesday. So subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. Jamie Pood says Zayn Miasi out. We haven't seen him yet, have we? I'm not a Liverpool fan. This is Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. We've been doing it for 2 years, and I just watch games on here and do live streams of them when I'm watching it because I like football. I was going to be watching this game anyway, so I watched it. Apparently Michael Oliver used the screen today in the FA Cup, says Finn Collins. We need to see more referees doing that if that happened. I think Everton are going to win this game, but I wouldn't say it's nailed on. EH says, when's the career mode? But I don't know whether to come back. I've got to do the Football Manager career mode episode 2 this week. And I don't know what to do around FIFA. I do want to start doing some FIFA again, but it's been a while. But lots planned on this channel this year. We will be covering the Euros on this channel. So last World Cup, I think we covered every single game as a watch along. So I'll be aiming to do that again. Everton. What was he trying to do there, Sidibe? Absolutely no technique. That was easy to keep on. And it goes out for a goal kick. Mike Oxmalley wants a shout out. Hi Mark, you're looking fit today. This is quite the meme. It's funny how I'll always read those sort of comments out, isn't it? I'm not going to read any more out. Where do I think Everton... Sorry, Adam Khan says, where do we think Man United and Arsenal will finish this season? I think the next month is going to be key. There's so many games to be played. I mean, I looked at United's fixtures over Christmas, and we've got Burnley and Norwich at home in January, so I would hope that that's 6 points. Liverpool away, I can't see United getting anything. I'd love United to get something there, but I can't see it. So, yeah, we've got 3 Premier League games left this season, I think, this January, and I think we should be taking 6 points. So, and that's the sort of 6 points from 9 is the sort of form that, will get you 5th or 6th, I think. So I think United will be 5th or 6th. Arsenal, depends if they can find some consistency under Arteta and start to get better. Debbie Alder says, this is a disgrace to the FA Cup. Well, I do want to talk about that. The ultimate team marks as Man United. I want to do I'll tell you what I will do again. I'll definitely do a draft again. Red Devil makes a good point. Leicester would not be able to afford Lingard's wages. I need to remember to put that tonight on the show because somebody said that to me this afternoon, and it's so spot on. That's one of the saddest things. It's not, even if they wanted him, they wouldn't pay his wages because we pay him stupid money. How do Liverpool keep producing these players? Nico Williams seems like a BTEC Trent with his passing, etc., says Mr. AS. And Johnny Wilson, would you rather United finish below Arsenal for the rest of your life or have to live with DT for the rest of your life? I want United to be successful. So there's your answer. KRO7 says, Mark, what's your thoughts on Jude Bellingham of Birmingham? He's been linked with United. I think he's one for the future. He looks good. I mean, he's very, very young. I think United needs some experience. I don't mind buying young players. It's exciting, isn't it, when you get young talent? But United desperately need some experience. Jordan Search, Mark, if we didn't bring anyone in this month, do you think Ollie would be stupid enough to come out and say he was happy with what he's got again? Yeah. But to be fair to him, Jordan, look, I know it's very easy to take a pop at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all the time, or any manager. But if on February the 1st he's bought nobody, what does it do for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to say, I'm really unhappy with my squad, because he can't buy anybody anyway. So a manager is always going to, stay positive about it. It's for us to moan about it, isn't it? But these Liverpool reserves looking up for it, pressing in the way that Klopp would want them to be pressing, and impressing at the moment. Still 0-0 after 20 minutes. Remember, Liverpool do have a couple of players that they can bring off the bench, people like Mane, who will strengthen their side. But Everton, stronger team, should be winning. 2 best chances of the game straight at the goalkeeper. But other than that, it's relatively equal at the moment. And Liverpool looking to find a way in. And they are on the attack here at the moment. A shot from distance over the bar. Worst Merseyside derby ever, says Sean Stewart. So yeah, let's get back onto that point then. Wait a minute. Jamie Pugh says, which midfielder would you want at United if money and club status wasn't an issue? Thomas Partey, Havertz, Alex Miller, Bruno Fernandes. It'd be Bruno Fernandes for me, but we need 2, so I'd take Bruno Fernandes and Kante if money was no issue. I think that's what we're basically saying, isn't it? Why didn't you make a video on what Ollie got wrong versus Wolves, says Abdullah Attar. Could not be asked. I'd rather talk about Maddison. I just want to move on from that Wolves game. I don't even want to analyse it. I saw Ricky doing it today, and I'm like, I can't even be bothered. It was one of the worst second halves I've seen from United under Ollie. I can't be bothered to analyse how shit we were defensively. I don't know how the ref's not giving a foul on the Everton player for that. He's a home banker, and it's fat John Moss, isn't it? And I don't like calling people fat. I hate it when people call Luke Shaw fat. But he is an awful referee, John Moss. Look at him. He's always sweating with his moves. Get a bra on. He probably is wearing a sports bra. Look at this for a foul on Sigurdsson. Blatant. Absolutely blatant. And he's looking right at it. It's infuriating when referees are that shit. But Everton not being able to impose themselves on the game, and I think these young Liverpool players or reserve players, I don't know how old they are, I think that they're going to grow in confidence from this. I really do. We've hit 110,000 subscribers, everybody, which is fantastic. So please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. If you don't know what this channel's all about, it's Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. Do a bit of FIFA on here, a bit of Football Manager, but do lots and lots of watch-alongs. Normally do a Premier League game every week. Obviously not United, because that's the United stand, but I love football, and I'm sure a lot of people do watch football, and I love football, so I watch a lot of football, so I do football watch-alongs on here. Tomorrow night it's going to be Crystal Palace. No, it's not. I keep saying it's Crystal Palace versus Arsenal because we're doing Crystal Palace versus Arsenal next Saturday lunchtime, Premier League game. We're doing Arsenal versus Leeds tomorrow night, FA Cup, and then Wednesday night we're doing Leicester Villa, first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. So looking forward to that. And if you enjoy it, bottom right-hand corner, please do subscribe. I don't know why this isn't loading up for me at the moment, but yeah, I can't tell exactly how many subscribers we're on at the moment. But please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. Charlie Bass says, hi Mark, thanks for all the content you've done over the past year. I've tweeted you something, Charlie Bass 18. I think it will make you laugh. No worries if you don't want to look. Thanks, says Charlie Bass. It's not that I don't want to look, Charlie. it's just I'm really crap at searching stuff on Twitter because I get so many people tweeting at stuff at me, like the timeline's rammed, but I will have a look. In terms of legacy, Liverpool treating the Cups with contempt this season puts their achievements this season closer to Arsenal's invisibles, says Nick P. I do want to talk about that. But Liverpool have got a cross. I mean, look, if Liverpool win, they're on for the treble, aren't they? So, but what I was going to say is, sorry, get my throat out. Our teams, God, get my words out. When I want to talk about something, I'm actually quite crap at it. I'm just better off when I'm flowing. But our team's disrespecting the FA Cup in relation to the way that they've lined up this weekend and in previous years. I mean, you look at Liverpool versus Everton, and the lineup for Liverpool is absolutely nowhere near their best 11. And they haven't even got many of their best players on the bench. I think Mane's on the bench and Henderson's on the bench. So it's nowhere near. But then look at Wolves and United. Half of the team was first team, half of it was reserves. Same with a lot of teams, and I think that it's very relevant for Liverpool, and Liverpool have got an opportunity this year. Will they be able to dominate the Premier League as much as they have done this year, next year? I think they've got a good chance of winning the Champions League. I think they've got the Premier League in their pocket. So why would you not try and do what your biggest rival have done, and that is win a treble? And they're not trying to win a treble because this Liverpool team against this Everton team, which is very strong and they are taking it seriously, shouldn't win. They might win because, football's funny like that. But the reality is, if you played these teams 10 times, Everton will win more than Liverpool did. So Klopp has made a conscious decision there not to prioritise the FA Cup. Now, you've got to quantify that and say, well, look, Liverpool haven't won a Premier League for 30 years. Their priority is the Premier League, then it's the Champions League. And they don't actually have that much squad depth in the front three positions. Beyond Mane, Salah and Firmino, if they lose one of those, it could jeopardise what they're trying to achieve for the rest of the season. So I understand that. You've also got to take into account the Christmas period was relentless. There's been loads of games, and whilst, Liverpool don't play again for another week, this is coming at the end of playing loads of games. And Klopp and many other managers may as well have said, well, look, we're going to get through this festive period, but the FA Cup game, I'm giving you all a rest. And I think a lot of managers have done that. So in relation to Liverpool, are they disrespecting the FA Cup? I think the simple answer is yes, because they're just totally saying we're not bothered about it, which is very, very sad for one of the world's oldest tournaments. And look, I love football. United are my team, but one of the first games I ever remember was Coventry against Spurs in the 1987 FA Cup final. It's the first game I ever remember watching from start to finish. Because when you're young, you sort of watch. I remember the World Cup in '86. I remember Maradona, but I don't remember really watching any of the games. So, and the FA Cup was always a major event. It used to start at like 9 o'clock with children's TV on BBC and go all the way through till kick-off. The FA Cup was the big thing, and it lost its way. And it's very much lost its way because every year now we see teams in the FA Cup third round playing their reserves like Liverpool are now. So it's definitely being disrespected, but it's also about whether disrespecting it is the right thing to do for those teams. And I think in Liverpool's case, most Liverpool fans would argue, but what I would say is, a lot of Liverpool fans, they're romantics like United fans are. Football is our life. They would love to win the treble. And don't tell me there's not Liverpool fans out there going, I tell you what, I understand why we're playing our reserves, but I would love to have done the treble, because they might not get an opportunity as big as this. They come around every few years. Liverpool haven't won a title for 30 years. I'm not saying Liverpool won't win a title next year. I think they'll be one of the favourites again. I'm not saying Liverpool can't win a Champions League. They're very good at that. But there is a real opportunity there. They've got the league. How often will you have the league in your pocket at Christmas? So you can almost get to a point in the league soon for Liverpool where they can start to go, well, we'll play the reserves in the league. And they could have prioritised the FA Cup a little bit more, but he's not. He's gone, no, I'm not interested in it. And that, I think, is a little bit sad for some Liverpool fans. It's very sad for the FA Cup. What irritates me the most is the clubs like the Crystal Palaces, who are never going to get in the Champions League. You're probably not going to get relegated, but you're not picking a strong team in a cup. And another shot there for Everton, saved straight at the goalkeeper again. They should be 3-0 up, and every one of their shots they've hit at the. Look, somebody just said, Archie says, what a save. But Everton should have scored 3. It was a great chance again. I think it was Ricarlison that side, straight at Adrian, who's smiling. But look, they're the people who are disrespecting the FA Cup. It's your it's your Crystal Palace are the only team I know that's definitely done it, but there might have been others, maybe your Brightons, who just don't pick strong teams in the FA Cup. For what? For what? Well, you might need a little bit of a rest, but surely winning a trophy has got to be more important than staying in the league. I mean, Wigan got relegated and won the FA Cup. I still think that FA Cup's big for them. So it's I think it is disappointing. I can understand it from Liverpool's point of view, I've got to say. But then, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be frustrated because you'd be thinking, well, how often are we going to have the title won in January? We could have prioritised this. We could have had gone for the FA Cup as well, and we could have won a treble to stick it up United fans' arse, which you're not going to be able to do. Having said that, I'm talking all about this, and Liverpool could still win the treble because they're not actually losing to Everton yet. So, but I think they will do. So yeah, I think that there is an issue. And how do the FA Cup solve that? How do the FA Cup solve that? I mean, there are teams out there. Spurs put quite a strong team out against Borough. They didn't win. Chelsea have got the depth to put a strong team out in the FA Cup, which they did. But yeah, there are some teams that just don't seem to take it as serious as they used to. And as I said before, the FA Cup has always been January to May. But that doesn't always go in its favour when you've got teams fighting relegation, top four, Europa League, Champions League. It's always going to be low down on the priorities. And I think that's the problem with the FA Cup. It's always going to be third priority behind the league and European football. But the clubs that should be taking it more seriously are Crystal Palace and everyone like that, because you're not in Europe. So what's your excuse? You're saying you can only play one game a week? Come on. I think they're the shame. They're the shame. And I think that's the shame, and that's why the FA Cup is disrespected. Can the FA Cup ever get back? I think the FA Cup becomes important if you're playing in the final, but I think up until that, I think teams have got other priorities. Thierry Mainrick says, I'm sorry, but if that's the case, when can you bring the youngsters into first team football? This is their only real shot to shine. Well, that's a good point as well. That is a good point. But the FA Cup never used to be about giving young players and reserve players a game. The FA Cup used to be a priority. I mean, even back in 99 when United won the treble, and that's 21 years ago this year. The FA Cup wasn't a time where you played reserves. The FA Cup, it's only probably the last 15. I think the FA Cup never really recovered from United not playing in the FA Cup when they were the holders, because we won the treble and then we went off to play this bloody shit Club World Cup thing that we didn't really want to play in, and it was in January, and the FA wouldn't give us they wouldn't let us delay our third round tie, and basically we had to come out of the FA Cup. And I think when the holders of the FA Cup don't play the FA Cup, it's sort of never really recovered from that, the FA Cup. That was sort of the beginning of the end, where people started to devalue it a little bit. And, there's a lot of United fans very pissed off about that we had to relinquish the FA Cup to play in some shit tournament that we didn't even do particularly well in. Oh, what a cross by Walcott, and Lewin desperately trying to get his head on it. It would have been a cracking goal, but it wasn't. Right. Abdullah Atana, Mark, we won't watch Blood Brothers if you're not part of the show. There's only about one left anyway. I would watch it because there's some real drama coming up in that Blood Brothers. Because it's all been done now. I know what happens, and it's really bad what happens. Because I don't see how two teams can be playing a final when everyone finishes on the same points. Fuck goal difference. I think that's a joke. Like, there was major issues with that referee in the DT game, and I'll put my hands up and say we lost, but it never should have been that scoreline. And then goal difference to count who gets into the final. It's a joke. Everybody beat everybody. Everybody say, three teams finished on the same points. It should be a three-way final. That's not what's happened because they were scared. I said, let's have a three-way final, and DT and AFTV would not do it. Wonder why. What time is the game starting and where can I watch it? Says Fatma, I don't know what game you're talking about. We're watching a game right now and it's half an hour in. Hope Liverpool lose, says Siraj. Well, they should be losing in this game. I mean, Everton have had 3 really good chances, all shot straight at the goalkeeper. And I think Liverpool have been competitive, and maybe it's going to be their day. And remember, this is not Liverpool's first team. This is the Liverpool reserves, and it's Everton's first team. And while it stays 0-0, Liverpool have got a chance. Mirror have reported about a Pogba-Lautaro swap, apparently. I think people need to shut up about Paul Pogba because he's not going to get sold, is he? He's injured. There is no pounds in the FA Cup. That's a huge factor, says Heyman57. I'm not aware about that, Heyman. I don't know. I mean, look, the FA Cup is 6 games. You've got to win 6 games to win it, to get in the Europa League. Which is why I don't understand. Ooh, that was a decent shot there from Liverpool. Just goes wide. And Mark, I'm seeing Star Wars at the IMAX. Would you ever do the United stand on the IMAX? The same, if they want us to do it, we'll do it. I do need to go and see Star Wars again, actually. But again, that to me is exactly why I don't really understand why why teams like Crystal Palace don't prioritise the FA Cup a little bit more. You know, Palace aren't. The thing about Palace is they put a reserve team out today and got knocked out by Derby. Palace are having a really good season. They're not going to get relegated. Like, you're not getting relegated, so why not have a go in the FA Cup? It's just, I think they are the biggest criminals. Liverpool nearly scored there, cross coming in. Criminals is probably a strong word, but Crystal Palace are the biggest disrespecters of the FA Cup today because that's not the strongest team they could have put out against Derby. They're not going to get relegated and they've got a real opportunity to do well in the Cup. They can beat anybody, Palace, on their day. They've got a real opportunity to go into the Cup and maybe win a Cup or go deep into the Cup. And if they win the Cup, then they've got into Europe and they've got something their fans can remember. So I think that's a little bit of a shame on their point. Sean Stewart says Everton are frustrating me. They should be winning easily. They should be. I mean, I would say this. I know it's Liverpool, but it's not Liverpool. This is basically like Everton playing Rochdale. Like, the quality of Everton of Liverpool's players is probably that of a League One side, because they're all reserves. They're not used to this sort of intensity, and Everton should be doing a little bit better than they are. But peppermint, please. Yeah, Mark. Liverpool are going for the Invincibles and the Centurions, though, says ML. Well, that's the thing. If Everton, this is how small-minded Manchester United fans are now, and I put myself in that small-minded category. I'll just be happy if Everton win because Liverpool can't win the treble. I will smile about that, and I'm sure Liverpool fans will find that funny because they'll be like, "Well, we're going to win the league," but I don't want you to win the treble. I don't. But Arsenal fans will still have squeaky bum time because they'll be thinking about the Invincibles. And who's going to stop Liverpool winning the Invincibles trophy? I don't value the Invincibles trophy, by the way. I don't. I never had any. Even when United were good, I didn't think, because when did they win the Invincibles? 2004. So we won 3-4 Premier League titles after that, and never after did I think, we've got to be invincible. It's just it's nothing for me. It would have been nice if you'd got it, but it was never a motivator. But for Arsenal, they cling on to it like anything. So it'd be funny if Liverpool did do it, because I can't see who's going to stop Liverpool from who's going to beat Liverpool. And nearly an own goal there, but it's worked out quite well. They put it behind by Lallana. It's a goal kick, a corner. Zayn Miassi, what a great Sunday. Spurs drew against a pub team. London is red. Well, we'll be doing Arsenal tomorrow night, Zayn. Arsenal versus Leeds. Be interesting again how Arsenal, Zayn will know this, and we might have some Arsenal fans here. Do you think Arsenal are going to put out a weakened team tomorrow? I don't. When was the last time they played Arsenal? Last Wednesday. So they've had 4-5 days. They don't play Palace until Saturday. I think Arsenal will put a strong team out, surely. They've got a great tradition in the FA Cup. And I think Arteta, knowing that top 4 is probably gone, will surely prioritise the FA Cup. Leeds might not. Be interesting how Leeds go into that game, because it's a good barometer for Leeds to go and play Arsenal and see, whether they can match them. But from Leeds' point of view, you play a lot more games in the Championship. 46 games they have to play, 8 more than you do in the Premier League. So Leeds might not go as strong. But as Cage says, Arsenal specialise in the FA Cup. You'd get relegated and still be Ollie in. Ooh, Ooh, Everton. It's gone for a goal kick. Says Mudder Hafid. And Mark, do you think TalkSport are hiring people to intimidate fan cams? Says Zane. I don't. I don't think that. But I do think TalkSport and others have contributed to the ridiculous targeting of fans. That's what it is. And a shot wide from Everton there from Calvert-Lewin. I mean, you've got to wonder how Everton are not in front here. I mean, it's absolutely not even funny. And now, you know what? The thing is, though, if you're Liverpool, you know, it's still 0-0. You nick a goal. Ousmane Dembele has liked a picture of him in a Liverpool shirt on Instagram. Should United be after him? He's quality, says Mr. AS. And AJ Sim, well done with the United stand, Mark. I find myself watching United stand subscriber count versus AFT more than United recently. What's your 4-3-3 Premier League team of the decade? I can't do a Premier League team of the decade because it's 2020 now. And a lot of that stuff just... got irritating in the end, but United will beat Liverpool the way things are, says Alfred. Big. I don't think they will. I think if United had Pogba and McTominay fit, we could pull off a shock at Anfield, but not with Fred and Matic. We're not going to beat Liverpool. That will be a total backs to the wall job and trying to hit you on the break, but Liverpool's defence is too good, I think, to get hit on the break. So I don't see, unless United sign somebody, I just don't see us getting anything against Liverpool. I think we'll get beat, to be honest with you. But as for Ousmane Dembele liking a picture with Liverpool, well, I don't think that's even news anymore because Liverpool are the best team in the world at the moment. So a player that's, you know, looking for a club, liking something, they're basically just putting themselves in the window. As a Liverpool fan, I'm reasonably happy with the display so far, says Ryan F. Wish we were fielding a stronger side. Might be the lesser of the three main trophies, but it's still very prestigious in my opinion. Thanks for that honest opinion from Ryan, who's a Liverpool fan. I was speaking about this a few minutes ago, Ryan, and you might have heard. I get why Klopp doesn't want to pick a strong team. I understand that. But I think as a Liverpool fan, you would think, well, you know what, will we ever get as good a chance to win the treble and equal? Because United fans, we're never going to shut up about that treble. Last year, when City got knocked out of the Champions League, it was like, wow, you can't buy it. It's going to take a hell of a team to win a treble again. And don't come at me with, like, it's a treble if you win 3 trophies. There's only one treble, and that is the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League. You know, Carabao Cup doesn't count. Domestic treble, you know, Club World Cups, Charity Shields, they don't count. The only treble that matters, and everybody knows it, is that. But Liverpool might score here. Oh, what a save by Pickford. Origi. That was probably the best bit of action of the game because the keeper had to make a save there. It's going into the bottom corner. Origi twisting and turning in the box. It's going for the bottom corner, and Pickford actually makes a good save. I think if VAR was on, he would have been offside anyway. But there we go. Mark, doesn't Arteta remind you of one of the puppets from Thunderbirds, says Zayn Yassi? Thoughts on Jimenez to United, says Joshua Kane. I don't think it will happen, to be honest with you, but I will be talking about it on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. But we're only a few minutes away from half-time here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we're doing Arsenal Leeds tomorrow night as a watch-along. And we're doing Villa versus Leicester, first leg of the Carabao Cup on Wednesday night as a watch-along. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Grealish against Maddison. Looking forward to that. So we're back on That's Football. We had a little break over Christmas. I was still putting some content up for you. But live content, I took a couple of weeks off. But we're back now. Lots to go on this channel. Big 2020, Euros in the summer. We're going to try and do every single game as a watch along, although if there'll probably be some playing at the same time, won't we? I don't know whether the fixture list's out for that yet. How's it going, Mark? Says James Miller. I'm all right, mate. Hope you are. City won the treble, says Jack Catterell. Idiot. They didn't win a treble. They didn't win the treble. They didn't win. City have never won the Champions League, so how can they win a treble? And who are your top 3 managers of the season so far? I think Klopp, Rodgers and Wilder, says Sam A. I think you've hit the nail on the head, Sam A. I can't argue with you at all. I think Nigel Pearson's doing a very good job at Watford, but he's only been there a short period of time, so Liverpool are coming into this game a little bit more now, Everton may be starting to panic a bit. Confidence growing for Liverpool. They've got a corner here. There is an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand tonight. Dan Jeffrey, yes. United Stand, 8 o'clock tonight. Looking forward to that. Orba says, did you hear about a ref finally using the VAR screen? Yeah, apparently it was Michael Oliver. Good to hear. We need to see more of that. Another corner here for Liverpool. Daniel Mazura says, do you think we will get Kingsley Coman? I don't know where this story is coming from. So no, I don't. And Everton have cleared that corner. Mark, have you seen we've just been linked with Bruno Fernandes again? Here we go again, says Revan. I did see it. Yeah, I did see it. I did. I don't believe it. Oh, I haven't put the link in the video description. I wish I had, actually. But if you're on Instagram, who's on Instagram? Just put yes in the live comments if you are. If you're on Instagram, give me a follow in 2020. I'm at Goldbridge Mark on Instagram, so give me a follow. Because what I'm doing this year is, somebody said to me at Christmas, I was down in, I'm not going to tell you where it was, actually, because it's quite small. But I was in the local pub, not my local, at Christmas, and somebody said, I really like your content, but I'd like to see a little bit more behind the scenes. And I said, well, what can I do? And they said, just do a couple of Insta stories on your Insta every day about what you're doing. So I've started doing that. I showed everyone my Yorkshire puddings today. That is not a subtle way of saying I got my tits out. I actually did make Yorkshire puddings for the roast beef dinner, which you can see on my Insta story feed. So at Goldbridge Mark on Instagram, search it, give us a follow. I'm doing a lot of different sort of stuff. What I like to do is different stuff. I like my Twitter feed to be different to my YouTube stuff, and my Insta's different to both of those. So it's different sort of content, more behind the scenes stuff, what I'm doing in the day away from the camera, etc. I'm going to be sticking to that on 2020. So give us a follow at Goldbridge Mark on Instagram. There's going to be a lot of stuff on there, and I'm also going to be doing some laid back sort of Q&As at least once a week as well. This is on the BBC. This is on the BBC. And Fours is going to go and give me a follow right now. That probably means F you, but I meant like power to you. Biceps. My missus has got bigger biceps than me, We figured this out today. Not because she's got like bingo wings or anything like that. She actually goes down gym, and she has got bigger biceps than me, but I'm not in for all that. I know, people always say, do you go down gym? Do you even lift? All that crap. I'm like, no, I don't. Because when I grew up, I was into like Damon Albarn and Liam Gallagher, who just used to drink Red Stripe and smoke B&H and sing and listen to music. They weren't down gym. In fact, I imagine Liam Gallagher, Oasis and Blur and everything would take the piss out of people going down the gym when I was in my late teens. So I don't change. That's me. I am what I am. I wear my Adidas Gazelles when I'm out. I like, I like football. I don't like gym. I'm not interested in having big arms. I'm just not. And I know that's really unfashionable these days, but I don't care about the gym or having big arms. I don't. It's like they're compensating for something as far as I'm concerned. But no, fair play to those people who go and lift. But I just find the gym is just a real sort of, any idiot can do it, can't they? And fair play to those who do. Everton here, they've messed it up again. Richarlison, they've messed it up again. They had a 2v1 situation there and they've blown it. Cross comes in. Oh, God. I don't think Everton will score if they play till Tuesday. Jamie says that's how you get the girls, Mark. Go to the gym. Yeah, I think if you're single looking to mingle these days, get yourself down the gym. Pump yourself up. Wear a kid's t-shirt and go out. And the reason you wear a kid's t-shirt, it's really tight on you. And then you've got things like that. Abdullah Atani says you've already missed 2 super chats. Well, look, I apologise for that. I said I'll try and read them all, but I can't. You know, if I miss them, I miss them. But yeah, look, it's half time. I've never had any problems with attracting people, and I've never been gym. So, you know, I'm going to be the role model to the people who don't go down the gym. You too can have insect arms and still pull women. Come on, Liverpool, says Kath Alhini. And which was your best football game as a player, says the Doodle Guy Gamer. My best game as a player, God, I'll just bore you though, because I played in so many good games. I think my peak period was between 15 and 16. Just was about to leave secondary school. Basically, we had a really good school team, and we had a decent Sunday team. I played for an absolutely shit Saturday team. They were awful. Cotgrave. Oh, we used to get battered every week, but I didn't mind doing it because it was like you were defending so much. It was actually quite good. It was quite good training, really, to defend so much against some really good players on the Saturday team. Sunday team, we were very good. School team was great, and we just played all this. I ended up with shin splints though. That was the only problem because we were playing so many games. I think we had a wet winter, and then March, April, May, we were playing I was playing Saturday football, Sunday football, and then probably 2 more games to catch up for fixtures in the midweek, and then all your training. So I ended up getting shin splints, but it was good. The treble is irrelevant. That's 21 years. Here we go. Joshua Fritz with oh, he's deleted him. We've deleted him, George. I actually wanted to just expose him. Let me read it. Joshua Fritz. Everyone's going to enjoy this. It's laced with lemon and bitterness. It says, the treble is irrelevant. That's 21 years ago. Get out of the past. I'm a Liverpool fan and don't care about the FA Cup when World, European and European English champions, lad. Yeah, mate. You probably didn't even know that was possible a year ago. You're just saying that to try and be relevant now. I'll tell you what, that World Cup is somewhere between the Charity Shield and the Carabao Cup. And even Liverpool fans have admitted that to me over Christmas. They're like, that tournament was nice to win, but it's totally irrelevant because everybody in that tournament is shit apart from us, because the best teams in the world are in Europe and nobody else from Europe played in it apart from us. So that World Club tournament was a load of shite. The FA Cup, look, if you do the double and you win the Champions League and the Premier League, that is a good double to do. Not many teams have done that. And I would say to Liverpool, you've got a great opportunity of doing that. You're going to win the league, you can win the Champions League. And if you win the league and the Champions League, that's a good double to do. But the treble's what everybody wants to do. I don't know whether it can be done again. It was an amazing thing to achieve. You've still got a chance. You know, you've not lost to Everton yet. You've not lost Everton yet. Taylor says all these Liverpool fans only started supporting Liverpool last year. To be fair, I know loads of Liverpool fans who've supported them all of my life because they were glory supporting them in the 80s. So to be fair, they have stuck with them. But look, that happens with all clubs, doesn't it, I suppose. Toby Hentic says Flamengo is a very good team. Mark, that's a lie. I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're very good. I don't think they beat most teams from Europe at all. No, I disagree. Sorry. You're just trying to justify a shit tournament. It's shit. And as I said, I've spoken to loads of Liverpool fans and they said it was shit. It was a waste of time. They wish they'd ever bloody bothered doing it. The only good thing was we got a badge on our shirt. Hi Mark, do you think United could offer 80 million plus Lingard, 60 million plus Lingard, says MUFC 202? That Maddison story is a load of shite. That is a typical day after a bad result for United, let's put a load of bollocks story out that's never going to happen. Liverpool's team is a C team. So, yeah. Please do subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. This is That's Football. So, we just do loads of watch-alongs on here. And everybody's welcome. It's not about any particular club. So, get yourself involved. Bottom right-hand corner. Subscribe. And all that jazz. You're very welcome. And it's banter on here. It's not about pissing people off. It is actually banter. I like the club rivalry. It's good to see. But we take the piss out of everybody, even United, because, to be honest with you, we're in that position at the moment. Everton are crap at finishing, says ZS Yeah, so this game, let me just give a very quick, brief update, and then we'll talk about something a bit more topical. So Liverpool have gone out with what I would imagine is their reserves. no real first team players at all. Everton have gone with a strong team. It's at Anfield. And I think Liverpool will be very happy to be 0-0 because Everton have had about 4 really good chances that they've not put away. Having said that, the best save of the game came from Pickford from a shot from Origi. However, I think if it had gone in with VAR, I think he would have been offside anyway. But that was the best shot of the game. But Everton realistically should be winning it. They should be winning it, but they've just not been finishing well. But they should be winning it anyway. And I'm not being disrespectful to Liverpool here. They're the equivalent of a League One side. But this is Everton's problem, isn't it? They're not able to score the goals at the moment. So it remains 0-0. Grealish or Maddison, says Jacob Horowitz. Well, look, join me on Wednesday night. I'm doing a watch-along Villa versus Leicester. Grealish versus Maddison. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Also going to do Arsenal versus Leeds tomorrow night. I imagine that Arsenal will play a strong team because, well, then again, they might not Arsenal because they've got the Europa League, they've got the Premier League. Are they out of a top 4 race? I wouldn't say they're definitely out of a top 4 race yet. So it's going to be interesting. Dylan Hanafi. I've said your name before. Mark, do you still have your Christmas tree at home? Says Jose Marina. Tonight's the last night for me. I'm a traditionalist. What? Well, that's a really good question, actually. Has anybody still got their Christmas stuff up? Because I'm a traditionalist, right? So tomorrow is the day to take it down, 12 days of Christmas. But the amount of people around where I live have had it down. Well, this weekend, a lot of people took it down, I suppose, because it's the weekend. They might be back at work tomorrow. But a lot of people were taking it down the day after New Year. Some people even took it down before New Year. I just think, don't bother putting it up next year. I might put a leaflet through their door. Just piss off, you miserable sods. Don't bother putting it up next year. Like, you got some of them even put it up in the middle of November, but they can't keep it up till to December the 6th. Like, somebody across the road, they put it up on like the 12th of November. They took it down on the 29th. Oh, I've got my notes. Don't worry about it. And I put the name next to it. So when he's talking to me next week about the bins, I'm just going to snub the twat. I'm going to go, no. I ain't talking to you about what you've been doing over Christmas when you're taking your tree, you're putting your tree up on the 12th, embarrassing the street, and then you're taking it down on the 28th of December. What you doing? What you doing? Like, serious. So mine's staying up till tomorrow. That's the way it is. Some people have took it down today. I understand today. I can deal with you today. Chewy says he's just taking it down today. I get why people have done it today. I even thought about doing it today. But I've got some time tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going to do it tomorrow afternoon instead, just to have one more night of it. But yeah, these I saw people on Facebook saying I'm taking mine down tomorrow after Boxing Day. Miserable. I bet you had it up on December the 1st though, didn't you? Yeah, bloody. You know what they are? Glory hunters. That's what them people are. Glory hunters. Oh, I want to feel all Christmassy when it's not fucking Christmas in November. But when it actually is, I'm taking it down. Oh, it's over for me now. They'll be taking it down when the kids are opening their presents next year. Oh, it's over now. We've had Christmas Eve. I'll do it while they're opening the presents. Miserable. Absolutely miserable. Man United fans hate VAR, struggle to fix games, says Bob Paddock. I think VAR's not been bad for United. It's not been too bad, to be honest with you. And Mark Goldbridge, United will sign Haaland, says Matthew. Hey, ho, here we go. Look, I didn't expect United to miss out on Haaland, but this is... I think to be honest with you, I think from now on, most United fans are walking down that street with, I'm not going to believe anything unless I see them holding up the shirt. And I'm definitely in that club now. But what happened with Haaland is, and everybody knows this anyway, what happened with Erling Haaland is that United, even Ollie thought he had that deal over the line, and they screwed it up. And that is why you just can't trust United anymore. Like this story about Maddison, what a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. I presume this might be the VAR thing where Michael Oliver goes to check the... Okay, so they're showing it now. Tom Huddleston, Milojevic of Crystal Palace. Little bit of stuff going on between them. Little bit of pushing and shoving. Red card. Yeah, he got that right. I thought he was going to give him a yellow card for that. So basically, Michael Oliver goes and checks the VAR screen. I think he was going to give him both a yellow card. He goes to check it on the VAR screen. And in the fracas, Manojlovic, can't pronounce his name, pushes his head into Huddleston's face. It's a red. So well done to Michael Oliver. You screwed us over yesterday. I still think it was a penalty on Brandon Williams, by the way. But I'm not going to moan about it because we were crap. So you can't be relying on penalties too much. But yeah, I thought he got that right. The story about Lingard and Maddison will go on and happen now. Says Toby Cartwright. Well, at some point, United will shock us, won't they? But I think most of us just don't believe anything until proven otherwise. I took it down on Chris Boxing Day, says Jack Catterall. Get out. Get him out. George the Mod, get rid of Jack Catterall. Took his Christmas tree down on Boxing Day. Get out. Boo him out. Go on. Adrian, man of the match so far, says I don't think so. I think Pickford's had a better game than Adrian. When you look at that game, nearly every Everton shot was straight at him, whereas with Pickford, it was he had to make a save. But I tell you what, though, I must just say, there's a nice shot of the moon there on outside Anfield. I'd be sad if the FA Cup didn't happen. I would. I always liked FA Cup third round day. I think it's a sad shame that so many teams don't take it seriously, because I do like it. I do like the FA Cup, especially the first few rounds when you've got all the little shit teams in it. But as I said before, I understand why Liverpool have gone weakened. I don't understand why teams like Crystal Palace go weak, because they're having a good season. They're not in Europe. Why not? Mark, do you enjoy fake or real breasts? Says Marius Cavernman. Well, look, I would say real is better, to be honest with you. Fake is all about size, isn't it? Where if you get the real ones, it just feels real. It's like drinking real Coca-Cola or Tesco Value. That's sort of the best way. I don't think we'll sign Maddison. No, I don't think Bruno's coming to Manchester United either. And put my Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve. Took it down Boxing Day, says TW Tyler. Why bother? Why bother? But I tell you what, the latest I ever put up a Christmas tree was at my mother-in-law's about 10 years ago. We were going round there for Christmas dinner. It's probably longer than that, actually, because we didn't have kids. And we went down there for Christmas dinner. And I said, where's your Christmas decorations? She said, oh, it's only me. I didn't bother doing it this year. I was like, but we're coming round for Christmas dinner. If you weren't going to do it this year, don't invite us round. We'll just stay at home where we've got a Christmas tree and watch Christmas films and have a Christmas dinner. You've invited us round for Christmas dinner. You've got no decorations up. Like, don't say to me, oh, I couldn't be bothered this year. Well, don't be bothered to buy the turkey and the Brussels then. Just don't bother. Just don't invite us round and have beans and toast. I said, where's your tree? Have you got a fake one in the loft? I went and got it. I climbed up the loft, took it all down while they were cooking dinner in the morning. I put Santa Claus the movie on. And I put the bloody tree up, because then in the afternoon after dinner when we're chilling out watching EastEnders, at least I've got some bloody lights and I don't think it's the middle of June, So that's the latest I've ever put up a Christmas tree, was Christmas Day morning. Yeah. If you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, don't do it. It's like these people who go on bloody holiday to Egypt or Mexico and all that lot for Christmas, and they think it's a good idea. I tell you what, when you actually get the best time to speak to them was when they come back, right? This is what happens, right? People go away to like Egypt or something like that for Christmas. 2 weeks. They go a couple of days before Christmas and they're there for Christmas and New Year. And they come back in January and you say, do you have a good time? And they're just doing it to save face. Oh, it was brilliant. It was really, really good. Speak to them in November. 8 months after and say, oh, you're off to Egypt or Mexico because you had such a good holiday. Oh, no, I'm really looking forward to a Christmas at home. It wasn't like Christmas last year. It wasn't. Oh, there's the truth. I've taped you from January when you said it was good. I knew it was shit. I knew it. You go on holiday, it's all hot. You can't take all your presents. There's no Christmas tree. It's just a normal, crappy hotel that you're in the summer, but you pretend because you fucked up. You go, oh, I had a great time, because you don't want to go, I've messed up a Christmas by going on holiday somewhere abroad. But catch them in the following November and they'll tell you the bloody truth. It's the same with everybody. So, none of that crap. I ain't going away. I'm not going anywhere. The only place I'm going on holiday at Christmas is Sweden or somewhere where there's snow in a log cabin. I ain't going nowhere hot. Forget about it. But they'll all come back in January and say, oh, I had a great time. Speak to them in November and they'll tell the bloody truth. I didn't feel like I had a Christmas last year. No. It was just too hot. I just didn't feel. We didn't even take any presents with us because we had to take all our clothes for the holiday. And we opened them up when we got back, but it was all over then, wasn't it? Yes, you messed up. Take the L. Anyway, we're kicking off at second half. Liverpool are going to lose. I'm a bit worried Liverpool might win. The treble dream might still be on. And they have got Mane they can bring off the bench. Peter Horth says, how much time do you think it will take before Man United are back competing with the best again, in your opinion? Do you want me to give you an honest answer? 6 years at least. I genuinely think 6 years at least. I mean, the club from top to bottom is a mess. Recruitment, medical department, playing staff, coaching staff, board, owners. Look, it can change very quickly, but the things that need to change at that club are not going to be, look, I don't think Ollie's a good manager. I don't. I think he's out of his depth, but I don't think if you gave Jurgen Klopp the job, he could do any better. It's well, he would do a little bit better, but he ain't going to win the league. Over the bar from Schneiderlin. So yeah, I mean, look, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea are on the up. These are good, well-run clubs with a structure, a philosophy, and a future vision. United don't have any of them things, and you're playing catch-up as well. So I think 6 years as a minimum, which people don't want to hear. But the thing is, after Sir Alex, it was like we'll win the title. Then it was we need a year. Then it was we need 2 years. Then a lot of people talk about 3 years. I don't think it's a 3-year plan. I think it's double that. I think when Mai was off, I do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's sooner than that, but I just think that the club needs major rebuilding work, but it hasn't got the architects to do it. George Nichols says, can you do a watch along for Spurs versus Liverpool on Saturday? I'm somewhat hamstringed, to be honest with you, because I was going to do Palace Arsenal, which is the lunchtime kickoff, but then United are playing Norwich at 3 o'clock, so it's like I can't actually do the whole game and do the team news for Man United. So I might actually swap and do Liverpool versus Spurs, actually. Liverpool are going to win that game, though, aren't they? I mean, Mourinho, I take it it's at Anfield, and Mourinho, fucking hell, he is done. He is done out here. He is done. I said it anyway. Chelsea fans said it when we got him. He's done. They were right. And we said it to Spurs fans. He's done. I mean, he's been to Old Trafford, got beaten by Ollie. He's been beaten by bloody Chelsea at his own ground. There's no way he's going to go to Anfield and get anything. And they haven't got Harry Kane, so no, that'll be easy, Liverpool. But Liverpool have got a free kick here. What do you think of Raul Jimenez rumours to United, says Sean Byrne? Look, I'd take him. I mean, he's older than I thought. He's 29 in May, so apparently the Liverpool game's at Spurs. Well, I still think they'll win it. What's going down, Mark, says Jacob? Norwich are going down. Even United will beat Norwich next week. I mean, Norwich is probably the easiest game of the season we had. Remember at Carrow Road and people were like, oh, we might lose. I was like, nah, they're shite. We'll definitely beat them next week. Gaz Elliott says Spurs were atrocious. I didn't watch it, but I know he put a decent team out, and it's another game for Spurs, isn't it? A lot of teams having to play replays. I mean, there's something for you. Do you think there should be FA Cup replays in the FA Cup? I was quite surprised watching United Wolves yesterday that you've got to go and play a whole other game. I think they need to look at that as well. I think extra time and then penalties, I do. But then again, extra time's a waste of time as well, isn't it? I think extra time needs to go because teams just play for penalties anyway. Dylan Hannafy, they don't have Pookie, he's injured. So they're even shitter now. It's not whiskey. I wouldn't be drinking whiskey like that, Reese. I am going to have a drink after this, but that'll be off air. You'll reap the benefits on the 8 o'clock United Stand show. Any topics you want to me to talk about on the United Stand, actually? I love, tell you what, I've really missed doing That's Football, so thanks everyone who's watching, because the United Stand, I love doing the United Stand, but it's very, I wouldn't say stressful, but you are engaged in it passionately. It's emotional on the United Stand, whereas with this, I just find I'm watching football, it's enjoyable interacting with you people, so the United Stand, is the more enjoyable when United are doing well. But I do really enjoy doing this as well. So if you've got any topics you think we should talk about on the United Stand tonight, I'll certainly have a look at anything that's good. I've got a few lined up anyway, but always happy. I think golden goal. I'm going to shout you out, JT Music FTW. You know when I'm playing, I was playing my nephew at FIFA 20 over Christmas, and we had a couple of games where we actually had a draw. And you get to choose your extra time options. Good shot there. Pickford takes it down. You get to choose your extra time options. We always go golden goal. It's just, I think golden goal was got rid of too quickly. I think if golden goal had been an invention now like VAR, we'd stick by it. And I think if VAR had come in when golden goal was about, VAR would have got rid of it. So it annoys me that golden goal got eliminated, because I just don't think they were patient enough with it. I thought it was a really good thing. I am doing Arsenal versus Leeds MTGG. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Liverpool are probably the better team in the first 7 minutes of this half. They're definitely growing in confidence. Biggie Parker, United Stand is definitely therapeutic, yes. If I didn't have people to talk to after United at the moment, I think it would be horrible. Sahil Shetty, my views on the fires in Australia. I'm not going to pretend to be a source of knowledge on this, because I could say something that really is inaccurate, and I don't want to do that. But it's just devastating to see the devastation that it's caused ecologically and to wildlife and humans. It's just horrible to see, and whatever the reasons are behind it, and whether it's to do with climate change or whether it's to do with mismanagement, I just think it's wrong. I mean, where's the technology? They're shooting bloody water at fire that's bloody, evaporating the water before it hits it. It's 2020. There's got to be something that you can chuck at fire to put it out instantly that's not water that's going to evaporate. There must be. And they just look very ill prepared for it. And I feel sorry for... it's not even feel sorry. I'm just devastated about what's happened. I'm looking at... seriously considering doing some sort of fundraiser for it. I just need to look into it a little bit more, because I just think it's horrible what's happened. And it's woken... it's opened my eyes up to climate change, because you get so many different views on it. But I don't know where you are in the world, but it's January the 5th and I was cutting my grass this morning. You can never cut your grass on January the 5th. It's always really cold and frosty. It's like a mild day, and it's been like that. We've had loads of rain for the last 3 or 4 months. We've had no frosts. We've had no cold weather, and when it's dry, it's like 10 degrees in January. We're not having a winter, and this has happened for 3 years in a row. We're not getting a winter anymore. The world is warming up, and it will. I just fear for my kids and their future generations as to what we're doing with this country. Not this country. It is our country, but it's the earth. And you've got people like Trump who just totally deny this is happening. And he's one of, countries are just burning fossil fuels and, burning energy. Oh, not bothered. I'm more interested in my economy. Well, I'm more interested in my bloody kids, to be honest with you. What's their future? So Yeah, I don't. I'm quite worried about this, but I'm not educated enough to know the full truth about it. But some people say, well, climate change, it's just a cycle. It's Mother Nature. But then you think, well, it's not bloody Mother Nature, is it? Because somebody said to me today, oh, thousands of years ago this happened. It just goes through stages of warming up and cooling down. But thousands of years ago, there wasn't a load of people fucking burning coal and everything, was there? So we are probably heating up this planet through humans, and we should be doing more to stop that. But we're not going to get it. And ultimately, for people who don't believe that we're warming the planet up, I tell you what, if you live in the UK, you know it's happening. The winters are not winters anymore. It's bloody mild every Christmas. It never used to be like that. We didn't get snow very often, but it would be cold a lot more than it is. I don't even know if we've had a frost yet, and it's coming up for the middle of January. And I looked at the weather forecast today, and to the 20th of January, it's all 10 degrees. So we're not going to have a frost, and it might hit February. That's unheard of. It really is. Well, our Trump doesn't even realise it's real, says Charlie Welsh. Well, yeah, but he's not the only one, to be fair, is he? But still remains 0-0. Half an hour to go. Look, I'm happy if it generates conversation, because I don't hold myself up as some sort of... I'm just a normal bloke. You know, I know my football. I know a few other things. But on this, I'm there, you know, my eyes have been opened by it, because I've just thought today, like, there's so many more natural disasters over the last decade than there has been, whether it's flooding, hurricanes, tsunamis, fires. You know, the world is warming up. It is warming up, and it's having an effect, and it definitely is in the UK. Orgo Play says there's no snow in Denmark for the first time in my life. Same in Norway, even in the north, don't even get snow at Christmas anymore, says MC Hacks, you see? And DK Lee says, I live in New York, and I agree, there's no real winter this year. And it normally gets bloody... Well, then again, wasn't it New York last year, though, where it was bloody absolutely freezing? If you went outside for a minute, your head fell off from the frost. And Biggie Parker says this Elliott lad for Liverpool looks a real jewel. I tell you what, Liverpool at the moment are shading this game, and that's going to be really embarrassing for Everton. But you know what? Have you ever played a football match or any match where you're the favourites and you don't get that goal to put you ahead, and then the team that you're playing against starts to grow in confidence, and then you start to get this feeling in your gut, oh my God, this is not going to be our day. And Everton at the moment strike me as a team like that. They're not the better team, and they look like they're getting a little bit uneasy. A few weeks ago, Smoke in the Air made 30 minutes of breathing equivalent to around 40 or 50 cigarettes, and that's in Sydney, not direct to the fires. Daniel Duggar. That's bad, isn't it, as well? That impact it has on health. Apparently there's a lot of snow in Romania, says the Shadow. And Philip Fee says, in relation to the Australian fires, they happen every year, but this year the government didn't allow them to split the forests with burn trails as they do everywhere, which is done to prevent the fire spreading. Well, that's interesting, Philip Fee. And here's a good comment from Matthew Sims. He says, listen, the world is warming up, but the Earth does this. It changes temperatures a lot in its life cycle. You know, the Ice Age and all that. Well, Matthew, don't dispute that, and I'm not a scientist, but you're talking about the Ice Age. Was in the Ice Age, did everyone walk around with mobile phones, central heating, burning fossil fuels, petrol and everything like that? No, they didn't. There's got to be an impact. There's got to be an impact. And Ulrich Dallin says, just remember that 71% of emissions come from 100 companies, and that we need systematic change if we're going to stop climate change. I'm all for it. But it's the people in power who dictate it. Liverpool looking like they're going to score here. They're the team on the top, and they've got another corner, and they're the better team. I'm going to have to jinx this on Twitter. It's the only way. Cross coming in from Liverpool. They've put some good crosses in. That's not a good cross. Doesn't beat the first man. Yeah, you see, you were doing all right. So 0-0 it remains. The treble dream for Liverpool is still on at the moment. I wonder if Liverpool did win this game, whether they would keep playing their reserves in the FA Cup, or whether he would go stronger and he's only gone weak because it's this round. Oh, that's Paul by Walcott. He's overrated, isn't it? Stephen Hawking predicted that we will have to leave the Earth in 200 years to survive, says Sam A. And Alaji McGrath says, I'm Australian. The government has drastically cut funding to fire stations. Also, in the middle of the crisis, the PM went on holiday to Hawaii. That ain't good, is it? A lot of people talking about World War III. To be honest with you, I'm going to be really honest on this. I've just been avoiding reading about it because I just think Trump's very dangerous, very, very dangerous, but everyone knows that. He's petulant, isn't he? He's like a child. He's petulant. I mean, the only thing I would say about Trump though is I thought he was going to get into a war with North Korea, didn't I? And then he ended up meeting him and getting on with him all right. So, you know, maybe that'll happen again. Hader Harder says, I don't think Liverpool are going to win the Champions League this year. We'll be doing a lot of Champions League watch-alongs on here as well, actually, I should say that. So make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Fabian Delph's coming on for Sigurdsson, and that looks to me like it might be Moise Keane coming on for Calvert-Lewin. No, it's Coleman, so they're going a little bit more attacking. Steve Wanyard says, if you had to put pounds on it, what 5 transfers do you think will happen in the Premier League this window? This window, 5? Bloody hell. I mean, I'll open that up to the live comments. I think Chelsea will sign a striker. I think West Ham will sign Jedson Fernandez. I don't know. I think it's a big unknown, isn't it? I mean, it's hard. It's more. I think it'd be easier to predict what 5 Premier League clubs will sign somebody because I can't name players. It's very difficult. I think West Ham will sign somebody. I think Chelsea will sign somebody. I think Arsenal will sign somebody. So that's 3. I think Wolves will sign somebody. 4. And notice how I haven't said United yet. I mean, I'm going to throw United in there, but I'm not confident by that, to be honest with you. Darren Weatherall says Eriksen will leave. I think Eriksen will see out his contract, to be honest. I think he will. Yeah, Biggie Smalls. I think Phil Jones to Barcelona is... That's obviously why Ollie's not playing him. He's keeping him back for a transfer. Gomez has played well at centre-back for Liverpool. I think he's a good player, though. But I think Liverpool have been the better team this second half. Paolo, I did used to smoke cigarettes, and I actually had a cigar on New Year's Eve, and I really regret it. I've had a right bad cough ever since. So, yeah, do quit. Don't get pulled. Don't start doing silly things because you're drunk. Johnson is a British Trump. Politics are similar, says Amas Akramas. Ooh. If I was an Arsenal fan, which centre-back would I want to sign, Harry? Koulibaly. That's what I wanted United to sign Koulibaly last summer before we got Maguire. And I'm not unhappy with Maguire, but I would have definitely gone for Koulibaly. And I think he's gettable. I think he wants a move. I don't think Arsenal can afford a Koulibaly, if I'm honest. Liverpool have defended really well in this game. And to me, they're looking like the better team this half. I wonder if they'll bring Marnie on just to try and nick it late on. Stephen Diak, how many cigarettes do you use? I never used to smoke that many. On a night out, I'd smoke 20, but if it wasn't a night out, I didn't really used to smoke, actually. It was more when I'd had a drink, but I'd put a few away then. Boring match, says Martin. I'm quite surprised, Martin, that it's 0-0. I would have thought with the defence that Liverpool have put out, it's a shame Everton didn't score one of them goals that they had in the chances they had in the first half, really, because that would have opened the game up a little bit more. But I think Liverpool have grown in confidence with their reserves. Right, Walcott's got a chance here. They shouldn't be able to catch him. It's a terrible ball. I mean, he is. Is there a shitter footballer than Theo Walcott? What a waste. I'm going to have to tweet that as well. I can't believe Theo Walcott gets paid money to play football. Awful. He's trash. He's absolutely trash. He'll probably go and score a banger now. Gold Peace Prosperity says, what global warning is to one is pollution and politics to another. Politics needs to be delineated. Please give an ear to Lord Monckton and Mark Morano. And look, there's a lot of Liverpool players I'd like to see at Manchester United if they didn't play for Liverpool because of their rivalry. But I think, yeah, Joe Gomez is good. Robertson's very good. Fabinho, Mane. Yeah, Salah, I like Salah as well. But they play for Liverpool, don't they? So but Liverpool have definitely been the better side in the second half, and they seem to have a bit of momentum about them. It might be looking at a replay. "23 minutes to go." I think Klopp's going to bring Oxlade-Chamberlain on so they can strengthen their side. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on 110,350, so we're nearly at 110,500. Bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe. We're doing Arsenal versus Leeds tomorrow night as our next watch along, and Wednesday night we're going to do Leicester versus Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Grealish against Maddison. Looking forward to it. Mark, what's your opinion on Eric Bailly? Do you think he has a future at United? And Fosu Mensah, I feel that they could give us squad depth. I think Eric Bailly's always going to be injury prone because of the way he plays football. He's like bloody Stretch Armstrong. He just chucks himself all over the place. So, and I think the older he gets, the more injured he will get because of the amount of wear and tear he's put on his body. So no, I don't think that Bailly does have a future. But our medical department's so inept, they probably think he does. Walcott or Lingard, who's better, says Jordan Such. Probably Walcott, to be honest with you. But Liverpool had a long shot there that Pickford had to palm away, and it's ended up with a corner to Liverpool, who to me have been the better team second half. And Everton might be taking a big, massive, embarrassing L. I mean, imagine if Liverpool win this. Not only, I mean, they're better than Everton anyway, aren't they? But they'll be able to say, our reserves beat your best team. Minamino's come off for Oxlade-Chamberlain, so that makes them a little bit stronger. I wonder, who do you think Leeds will play a strong team tomorrow? Often's 1-1. He said, let's go Leeds. So do you think you'll put a strong team out tomorrow? Corner coming in from Liverpool here. Pickford catches it. God knows what that goal kick was. Matthew Sims has applied for 5 unis, and I hope I get into my first choice. I'm doing film and TV production. I hope you get in as well. Enjoy uni as well, mate. I never went, but it's meant to be good. How long can the Glazers sustain a failing United, says Anamish Ranjan. What a goal! What a goal! Who scored that? My life! What a bloody goal! Oh, can't believe that. What a goal. Shit. I tell you what, the Liverpool triple's on because that is... Jones. What a goal. What a goal. Look, I can't stand Liverpool. I can't stand Liverpool, but I can't stand Liverpool, but that goal, what a goal. Jesus, what a finish. He curls it in from the edge of the box. It's got so much curl on it. He's on the edge of the box. Oh, it's just unbelievable. Height, dip, curl. Ugh. Pickford ain't getting that out. Pick that out, Pickford. I told you Liverpool had the momentum. Everton are on course for a massive, massive L here, losing to Liverpool reserves in the Cup. And the Liverpool treble dream will continue because they're 1-0 up with Jones. Klopp turns around with a happy smile. He's loving it. It's a fantastic finish by him. I don't know anything about him. Don't know how old he is or anything like that. But he's enjoying it. And to be fair, they've grown into the game, these Liverpool lads. And in the second half, I said I fancied Liverpool to get in front, and they've done it. They've done exactly what I thought was going to happen. They've had the momentum, and you can see momentum in games. They've grabbed the momentum, and Everton, well, Ancelotti knew in post this would be quite an embarrassing result for him. Because Everton do not look like they're going to score at the moment. Maybe it'll give them a kick up the backside that they need, but you'll never get a better opportunity than this at Anfield to go and get a result. And they nearly scored again. All over them. His name's Phil Jones, apparently. 17, he's 18, and he's scoring a goal like that. Scuffed Mr. Cheese says he's 33. I could think even I can tell he's not 33. Oh, I'm not going to know anything about Liverpool reserves, am I? But Everton have been atrocious second half. Liverpool have wanted every second ball. Sorry, Liverpool have wanted every second ball, and they fought really, really hard. And that goal, if it wins it, is good enough to win any game. But Everton, they will be absolutely on the floor. It's embarrassment, says Freddie Mercury for the Toffees. I wanted Everton to win this. I'm a Manchester United fan. Of course I want Everton to win. I don't, I can say it was a good goal, and I can say that Liverpool deserve it on the second half, but I don't want Liverpool to win. I mean, if they stay the longer they stay in the FA Cup, the more chance they've got of replicating our treble, which I don't want them to do. So, but they deserve to be winning because Everton have been embarrassing. They had some good chances in the first half, Everton, but second half they've not been in it. They're like United, played half a game. Second half, awful. And if you were Liverpool, you'd be like, "Whoa, bloody hell! It's a great opportunity, isn't it?" Want to join me? No, Mark Love. No, I don't. I'm not even going to read that. It's not 1-1, by the way. I'm just systematically blocking everybody who's putting 1-1 on here because it's not 1-1. And I know you may well have been contributing for a long time, but I don't really give a shit because I'm just not tolerating it this year. So you'll have to set up a new YouTube channel or fuck off because it's not 1-1. I'm literally like, you're pretty much watching it time for time. So I don't even know why people do fake scores anymore, because there used to be a time on YouTube where you were about 20 seconds behind when you're live streaming, but not anymore. You're pretty much second for second. Don't Liverpool have a team similar to this that beat Arsenal in the League Cup? Says Jordan Such. I think Arsenal put a lot of their reserves out in that one as well, to be honest with you. So it's a shame because some of the people who are being blocked now, I've read their comments out in the past and they're good contributors. So you're just being a twat, simply, you know. It's a shame, but I'm not unblocking anybody for it. So if you're doing it, you're gone, innit? So, can Everton get back into the game? 14 minutes to go. I think they just don't look like they're going to get back into the game. I think they've been really, really poor, Everton. Second half, unfortunately. And Marvin Million says, Liverpool youngsters barely play football for the first team football, but when they come in, they're coached into a system. But Ollie puts youngsters out there to play freestyle football. Well, yeah, I mean, it just shows you from back to front that they do have a system. And I think Manchester City would be much the same. You come into a system and you know how that system's going to work. So very, very easy, isn't it? Corner for Everton here. Punched clear. Oh, terrible technique. Schneiderlin again. He's had two of them. He's such a bad player, Schneiderlin. Over the bar anyway. Liverpool just cannot do anything wrong, can they? Everything they try seems to work. Phil Jones, apparently his name is. It was definitely Jones who scored, and it remains 1-0. It was an absolutely cracking goal. Walcott's come off for Everton for Bernard. He should have done that about 2 hours ago, because Walcott's crap. I don't get what's going on with Ziyech from Ajax, actually. Really good player, but nobody seems to want to buy him. I don't know why. He's available. Everyone knows he's available as well. Joshua Fritz says, United have got Greenwood, we got Jones, and we've got Brewster. We've got plenty more, mate. I don't. You know what? I don't get into those arguments. I think it's like arguing how big your knob is. I just do not get into the argument about whose youth is better than the... I've had this with Arsenal fans before Christmas. I think Martinelli's a good player. I think Saka's a good player. Like, so what? Fair play to Arsenal. They've got two young players coming through that I think are good. Whose youth is better than each other's? I mean, it's not even an argument that ever gets solved either, because, you know, you never win that argument, because what are you going to do in 5 years' time? Say, oh, look, we've got two and you've only got one that came through from then. There'll be other... It's an argument that just goes on that's futile, because there's always youngsters coming through. Oh, our youngsters are better than yours. They never fulfil their... You know, even when they become first teamers, you don't argue about it then, because they're a first teamers. It's just it's an irrelevance. I've never understood the argument about youth. The only relevant argument about youth, United will always win. We've always had a youth player as part of our setup since the 1930s, and no other club's ever come close. So we'll always be the club that's known about youth. No one can ever change that. But yeah, I just don't get it. Fair play if Liverpool have got some good young players coming through. I think that's the way it should be. I want to see teams bringing you through. Kian Fagan says, what hair wax do you use, Mark? Well, I'm old school. People will laugh at this, but I use Brill Cream Super Gel. It's, I think it's green. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing Arsenal versus Leeds tomorrow night, and then we're doing Leicester versus Villa on Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup. I'll be doing United City on the United stand, of course. Bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe if you're new. Everyone's welcome on here, from all clubs. Get involved in the chat. We've had some good banter again. I think Liverpool have got this result on lockdown, and it's very embarrassing for Everton. But I called it about 20 minutes before Liverpool scored, actually. I said, Everton look to me like a team that are panicking. They're playing against the team that they should beat. It's Liverpool reserves. They should beat them. They've got their first team out. And I think all the confidence started to drain when they started to think we might lose this. And Liverpool have got more confident. And you can just see that. And Everton haven't even created anything this half. It's been really poor. Liverpool have been the better team this second half. They deserve to win this game. There's been no... If you were watching this and you didn't know who the players were, you wouldn't have a bloody clue who was playing their reserves and who wasn't. Because Liverpool have played very, very well. And as Balaj the Lord says, Liverpool reserves are better than Everton. And that is the case. Who's going to get relegated, says Jacob? I think you'll see Norwich go down. I don't think Watford are going to go down, are they? I'm not convinced Southampton are going to go down. I still think Brighton could go down. I said that at the start of the season. But who that third team's going to be, I don't know. I think West Ham will probably stay up now. They've made the appointment at the right time. That third spot's going to be quite interesting. I think Villa look to me. I think I was a betting man. I'd say Brighton, Villa and Norwich. Yeah. But I don't see... I think Everton are going out of the FA Cup. Strong Everton side against Liverpool reserves. I think Everton are going out of this tournament. And they've only got themselves to blame. They've not been good enough, especially second half. And Liverpool have had all of the possession. They've had loads of corners. They've been the better team. They've been the better team. Great Pop says you're having a laugh if you think Brighton are going down. A lot of people are saying Bournemouth. Harry Potter will keep Brighton up, says Ash. Mark, do you think this Liverpool team would have beaten us last night the way we played? I think this Liverpool team would have caused United a few problems, yeah. The lights are on at Goodison Park, but nobody's home. That's because it's being played at Anfield. Arsenal go down. No, I think... No, I don't. Look, I know people always say, well, Leeds went down, but I don't see... I don't think big teams can be getting relegated. Well, they can, but I don't see any big team getting relegated. But I'm glad I'm not an Everton fan, because I would find this absolutely... This would make me really angry. And the thing is, you've got your manager, Ancelotti. I mean, this is the sort of blow you don't want. When you get a new manager in and then your team produces a performance like this, it's hard to justify. They've already sacked their manager, and you know they're putting in performances like this, and it's been very poor from Everton. I think Everton's big problem is their midfield. They've got Delph and Schneiderlin in their midfield, and it's just not good enough. Jacob says that Villa are not going to go down. Can you name some players that United could sign that would make them complete again, says Peter? Messi, Ronaldo. Look, United need a lot of players. United need probably three midfielders. Infinite Death 99 is subscribed. Thank you, mate. Three midfielders, two attackers. Probably need another fullback. How do you rate Mino as a false nine, says Abby Adema? I think it's very hard to judge the lad on that performance today. It's his first game. So we'll have to see how he develops over the coming weeks. Ancelotti's not looking very happy. Everton fans not looking very happy, because you're not going to be very happy with a performance like this in the second half. Really poor. And to be honest with you, a lot of this is down to the way that Liverpool play football. Their effective press has minimalised anything that Everton have been able to do in the second half. My concern is that Liverpool win this game, and he thinks, you know what, I am going to pick a stronger team in the FA Cup from now on, and they'll win the FA Cup and the treble. So the treble's back on, isn't it? Which is bloody annoying. Because just because Klopp's picked this team today doesn't mean he's going to do it in the next round, does it? Anas Ahmed's right. Liverpool have pressed them very, very well. Russell Campbell's just subscribed to the channel. Welcome, pal. Please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're going to be doing Leeds versus Arsenal tomorrow night in the Cup. I presume the draw's tomorrow night, is it? Is it after or before the Arsenal game? Sometimes they do it before. A lot of replays. But we've only got 4 minutes to go in this game. United have got Man City on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup. I'm doing my preview tomorrow lunchtime for that on the United stand. But look, you never know in a derby, and it is at Old Trafford. But realistically, if City don't win that, what's wrong with them? Like, the only way we can beat City is to do them like we did at the Etihad and hit them on the break. But if Pep falls for that twice in a month, then he ain't all that, is he? So. But Liverpool here pressing Everton right the way up the pitch. This is why Everton have not been able to do anything. Very impressive by these Liverpool reserves, to be fair. And for Liverpool fans, it looks like 2020 is going to be as full of positivity as 2019 was. Because Everton just cannot find a way through here at the moment. And there's offside there. It's been easy. It's been really, really... I mean, what a goal to win it for Liverpool, but it's been really bad from Everton, hasn't it? Really bad. It does make me sick that Liverpool are on for the treble. Yeah, it does. It's the way it is. Velvet Crow says the Liverpool press is insane. This is how you do press, and what's impressive about Liverpool is that this is not Salah, Mane and Firmino. This is their reserves. So it shows you how well they're coached, that players that are nowhere near the quality of those quality players are still causing a team. I mean, this could be a Premier League game and Liverpool would be getting 3 points with none of their first team, because they've been the better team, because their system has caused Everton to be nullified in the second half. So, let's not have it any other way. Everton came here to win. They picked a very strong team, and they've been beaten by Liverpool reserves, who have totally and utterly deserved to win it. It's coaching. It's coaching. Pure and simple. Why did Ellie get so riled up with Van Persie's comments, says Animish Ranjit. I think because the truth hurts, Animish, Klopp or Pep? I hate to say it, but I'd say Klopp. 3 minutes of added time. Everton's passing's been really sloppy. today. Welcome to Jira YT, who subscribed to the channel. Welcome, pal. Liverpool quadruple, says Owain. You're already out the Carabao Cup, so don't be talking to me about this World Club Cup crap. I'm not counting that. I never counted it when United won it, so you're not having it now. It's an irrelevant cup. Doesn't count as quadruples. Oh my life! Everton with a chance there. Moise Keane. I mean, it's a hard volley, but you don't have to miss it by that much. You don't have to put it into orbit. Richarlison to Sidibe. Cross comes in. Technique of a donkey. Absolutely terrible. It's a decent cross. It's there on the volley. Yeah, it's a hard volley, but he doesn't need to put it over there. The performance of Liverpool youth signifies the improved culture within the club, which is what is needed at our club, says Abi Adeyemi. Yeah, from top to bottom, they've got a strategy, haven't they, Liverpool, and it's paid off. And I'm not impressed because I don't like Liverpool, but I can respect what's been done. They do deserve to win this game. I'm frustrated and I don't even support Everton. I think it's a shocking second half from a team that has put a strong team out against the reserve side. Bottle jobs, says JT Music FTW. Exactly. So we've got about 45 seconds to go. The ball's not even in the Liverpool half. Richarlison's done quite well there. That was the wrong pass to play by Delph, which is unsurprised. I don't know when the draw is, Elliot. I presume it's on it'll be tomorrow. But it might be... They sometimes do it on the One show, don't they? And that should be that, because we're into the 5 seconds to go. God, Everton are out. Absolute shite by Everton. Really, really shit. I can't say anything more than that. It's embarrassing from Everton Football Club to lose to Liverpool reserves. Fair play to Liverpool. Totally deserved to win it. Fantastic goal by that Jones lad. But Everton second half. I didn't think anybody could compete with United's ineptitude yesterday against Wolves in the second half. That was atrocious. You've got to feel for Everton fans. I mean, you're not going to get a better chance to knock Liverpool out of the cup at Anfield than that. And they basically handed it to you on a plate. Klopp really was not interested in the FA Cup, and they've still won. It's peak Everton, says Elliot. It's embarrassing for Everton, says Stephen Diak. It is very embarrassing. The draw will be at 7:30. And Liverpool will be in it. And their treble is still on. You can join me tomorrow night. I'll be live at around 8 o'clock for Arsenal versus Leeds. Thanks everyone for watching. Enjoyed that. Nice to get the first one live of the year underway. Well done to Liverpool. I say it through gritted teeth. They totally deserve to win it. Everton, absolutely embarrassing. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Remember, you're all welcome on here. And subscribe if you're new. Speak to you soon.